Chris Birch. I'm the Executive Director of the Bath Enclosure Manufacturers Association.
I'm Mark Rowlett. I'm current President of the Bath Enclosure Manufacturers Association.
I think some of the advances that we've seen are some of the new coatings that are available for shower enclosures.
So you have basically two types. First type is it's applied. It's an ionic procedure that's applied before the glass is tempered. There's a company out there that is offering a 10-year warranty on that product. It's also a good product for the glass industry in general. It crosses over into the shower door industry because of the ease of maintenance of the glass. In the commercial applications, it's very important and very desirable because it cuts down on the maintenance of the glass for buildings, per se. The other type is a post-temperable product that's usually a liquid applied that may or may not have to be reapplied at a certain point in time. And the technology, the newest technology that I just heard about today is a liquid product that's applied that actually has a 10-year warranty with it.
Yeah, they're not designed to say that you do not have to clean the glass. You still have to clean the glass. It just minimizes the amount of cleaning that needs to be done. It's very desirable for the consumer. It's an option. Not everybody has to get it, but the option is there. You're seeing more and more companies market that product as well. Everybody wants to fall into that green pattern, but I'm not still certain what green means yet in that regards. It sounds good, but you know, when they're making glass today from a float line, there's so much percentage of that's done with recycled collet, isn't it? So
yes.
What does that actually mean? I don't know. So green's that big magic word these days, and you know, everybody wants to try to do things more and more to be environmentally conscious, and I think companies are being more responsible, and I think they're doing what they need to do to fall under those guidelines. I commend them for that. It's a company by company basis, and I think you're going to see more and more of our members doing that as time goes on. For some, it's difficult to make that transition right now, but you know, everybody's doing it.
Well, in the glass industry years ago, they would take. I used to manage a glass tempering plant. Am I talking to and we would take our scrap glass, we would have to segregate it, clear glass, tint glass, that type of thing, and they would come and they would actually pay us to take the glass. They would take the glass, they would melt it back down, and they would make clear glass again. The problem is it became so prohibitively expensive for those glass companies to come in and take your glass. It was very easy for our workers to contaminate the glass by throwing in scraps of gray glass or gray light. So years ago, that was, I guess you could call that green. It became too expensive to do, so they did away with it. Now that the green movement is back, I think they may be re-looking at that. And to Chris's point, glass manufacturers for many years have taken the cullet, which is glass that is not up to architectural standards, and they have remelted it and reused it. So in that regard, they have been green for quite a while.
I think the aging population has a demand for a different type of shower enclosure these days. I think that the industry is probably addressing some of those issues.
You've always had an enclosure that does not have a sill, or a wheelchair can get over into it. They're less concerned with the shower door leaking than they are for the ease of getting into that shower.
But they don't want to step into it either, and that's not the enclosure's issue. That's the pan or the base.
May not be an issue there either.
It's not, I mean,
it's going to be
easy access.
It's going to be more of an issue with the ADA, Americans for Disabilities Act, that has been in place now for a few years. They are specifying a minimum egress width of a door, for instance, to get in there. There's been a lot more at least in the company I work for, we've had a lot more inquiries as to, can I make a shower door that I can push a wheelchair into? It's a good example. There are tub manufacturers out there now that have a walk-in tub where you open the door, you walk in, you close the door, then you fill the tub up with water. Now that you see that advertised a lot more in your AARP magazines and those types of magazines that cater to the older adult. So you're seeing a lot more marketing towards that end. I think we're right on the very edge of that, where that will become very popular.
Well, I think it's a given today that everybody within the glass industry has been affected by the economy one way or the other. It's forced people to step back, take a look at how their companies are run, what they need to do to see this problem through to the end, what changes they need to make for the future, including something in terms of not taking things for granted and making certain that if it happens again, they're more prepared for it.
Well, I think the whole industry has been affected, the whole glass business, the whole glass industry, the shower door industry. Looking at the company I work for and my friendly competitors out there, there's been a lot of changes, a lot of personnel changes. There's been a lot of production changes. You're dealing with a smaller pie than you have before. I think a lot of the shower door manufacturers in this type of an industry are now having more of a wait-and-see attitude. In the past, when things were going well, you had your research and your development, and you're always looking for new products, and there's a cost associated with that. So I think for the most part, we're waiting till, say, next spring when we think things are going to pick back up. A lot of these industries were dependent upon the housing industry. And as you're seeing a change now where you're not putting the numbers, the production numbers out that you had, but you're seeing a change in the market. So you have a lot of mom and pops now that want to keep the house they're in. They want to fix it up. They put new windows in, for instance, or they'll put in a new shower door. So you're not seeing the production number, but you are seeing a change in the marketplace.
I've seen a trend in the glass industry for 20 years now that consolidation has been a major part of every segment of the industry, and I think we will continue to see that for years to come. Whether the economy is good or bad, we will still continue to see that.